Let's call the meeting to order at 7:13 p.m.
Okay.
on December 13th. All right, I guess I'll do minutes.
Oh, she's got the pen and paper.
Oh, all right. Thank you. Awesome. I appreciate that, Colleen. Colleen's going to do minutes. All right. And we have a review first of the next minutes, or previous meeting minutes from the 17th.
Listen, good job.
November. Did everyone have a chance to read through it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. Any corrections or changes that need to be made that you're aware of?
There was one, but
Yeah, there was one.
She
Did
made it.
she make that
I
one?
think she made that
What'd
one.
she put it in under? Oh, under new business?
yeah, it was the old
Okay.
business, new
Yep,
business.
it's under new business C. Okay, yep.
Okay.
Yep, that looks fine.
All right. I make a motion that we approve the minutes of November 17th.
I'll second it.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
I'll take a minute. Sign off on some of
Oh,
these.
thank you.
What she has given me thus far. That's for you, Kathy.
Okay.
So the next thing would be the COVID flu Maven update.
Yep. So this is just Hubbard Center School, although there is one under the first COVID that's at Quabbin Regional Middle School.
Okay.
That grade 6-1. She told me about it, so I put it on, but,
All right.
Wow.
and it's updated right up to today. So there was another influenza in grade 3 today. Unknown. The other two were type A.
So this is like one person
Per
Yes.
grade?
Yep.
per, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And then-
So between the 11:28 and 12:13, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cases. Is that correct? Did I read that?
Four of COVID,
Oh, wait. Excuse
4
me.
of influenza, and 1 of RSV.
I'm reading it wrong. Thank you.
Yep.
All right.
So on the 12th, there was an influenza and 2 COVIDs, so that's why there's 3 on that one day.
Wow.
That was,
It's still low.
yeah, yes.
Even considering.
I don't know if people are testing anymore, but
Speaking
that's what's been reported, so.
So speaking of testing, this just came in the mail today. The state is offering free tests again.
Free tests again.
Yeah.
And the Gardner Public School System, in conjunction with the Community Health Center, are doing COVID clinics. And if you go and get your COVID shot, they're giving out $75 gift cards to everybody who gets a shot.
Shucks, I got it at my doctor's.
Do you have the details on that?
I do,
Would
on my
you?
phone.
So that's fine. Would you also email it to inspect@Hubbardston? And then-
Inspect.
Yes. And then I will have Mark post it on the website,
Inspect at Hubbardston.
ma.us. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
Already
because I'm
official,
still,
so that's finished.
yeah, I still get them.
All right.
so
And what was that? Who are the two?
So it's through the Gardner Public Schools. I
Okay.
think they're being done at the Gardner Middle School and the Community Health Center, Community Health Connections.
Okay.
Their
Oh, is that
building's
is that
looking good,
open
huh?
yet? Is that big building?
No, to get all the approvals, it's probably gonna be April.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a big building.
Unfortunately.
they still got
it
a
is.
lot of interior work to do anyway.
Yes, they do. Yeah, they do. And there's a lot of approvals that have to be, they had to make 4-foot wide doorways, 4-foot wide hallways. It's
For the
incredible what they had to do.
wheelchairs, yeah.
Well, people of size. It's what that's the new term. It's people of size. And yeah.
Okay.
All right, so you'll send that.
Yep.
That would be great, and we'll get it posted.
That's good.
Mark.
I thought that was pretty good though. $75 for getting your COVID shot.
Yeah,
It's a new Omicron, is what it is.
Yeah, and there's another group east of us that's also doing the same thing. They're
Yeah.
offering.
The federal government is throwing money at these community health centers, but they're saying all you can use it for is COVID.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, there's not much left to do. Like, they have the supplies, they have the, but the money has to be used for that. So they approved the gift cards.
Okay.
Oh, I have no service here. Okay.
No, just if you'll do that, that's fine. Okay, again, under COVID, Judy, you got an email
Just this afternoon.
this afternoon about offering additional free tests.
Yes.
Wow,
That's, I think,
3.5 million
Yeah.
more free at-home COVID-19 tests.
So
How many?
3.5 million.
Did you
Wow.
get a copy of that?
I can let you look at this, Colleen, when I'm done.
Did you send, I didn't,
No, she just,
I just
Oh,
printed
oh.
off a couple copies.
Oh,
That's
okay, that's okay, okay.
That's
not-
old stuff.
That's not it, okay.
3.5.
Yeah, so I need to do a little more exploring about how to,
all
I
right.
just quickly read it, but, so we gotta just figure out how to
3.5 more
access
free
it.
at-home testing.
That was my question, if we have a chance to get them, how many would you like?
That's a state thing, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So, we previously got about 900.
Okay,
I noticed at the senior center yesterday, there was about a half dozen left, and the library has about a half dozen left, and that is the end of the supply. We are still getting inquiries stopping in, asking for free tests. So,
I have a few with the MRC, but, which I could donate.
well, how about 1,000? They're gonna be good for the next few months, right?
Right,
And people will still need them.
It sounds like
If we want,
They're extending
if the school needs them, or, how many did the camp want last year?
The camp.
Um, We donated.
There was
Wasn't it
200?
It was either 240 or 140.
Right. So
It was just,
if we
that
were
was
to
just a
provide the tests for both the boys' camp and the girls' camp
okay, now,
this year.
that might have been over the 200 mark then.
Correct. But we didn't get it to both of them.
Oh,
We just
that's
gave
right.
them one amount.
Yeah.
So 1,500.
okay,
500 to donate to his camp, because he'll still be required to do testing,
right,
and that will help him out.
okay,
And then 1,000 for the town.
okay.
And this is saying that these are probably beyond the date printed on the box, but that they're extending the date on the box till at least 2023. And then further extensions are possible. So when they first made these tests, they had no idea how long they were going to last. So they printed dates on the box. Well, now they found that those dates, it can go well beyond that.
Oh, much.
So when you
further,
get them,
yes.
they may say they're expired, but this is saying they're fine. They're fine to use and they're accurate.
As long as they're sealed up and everything. that's-
Yes,
Yes.
yeah. Then, and it says there's a site you can go to for the extensions of the dates. ihealthlabs.com.
Correct.
Okay.
In general, they extend them another 6 to 9 months beyond.
Yeah.
Somewhere I saw that in the CDC.
They've been extending them for a while now, but
Right.
that's fine.
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with them.
All right,
Okay.
so Judy, can we put that responsibility into figuring out how to get them to you?
Sure.
Is that
Do you
okay?
want me to get in
Or
touch
do you-
with Raya and find out if the school is already getting them on their own, or if they need some from us, or?
Oh,
Oh,
yes,
that's a good
please
idea,
do.
yeah.
Okay.
Yes, add them to the list. So we have the sports camp, we have town, and we have the school in order to
And then
figure
if-
out how many to get.
And if she says they want more for the school, then
We'll
I'll ask her
increase-
how many. Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll increase the request.
I think this, what is it, the school, 350?
So we'll call it 1,000 for the town and school right now.
It's more like 450, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think so.
Right.
Yeah. there's-
Until-
Until you find out.
Well, right now, if they need, yeah,
Yeah.
So we could easily go
500 for the sports
2,500.
camp. So
Yeah.
it's right
Let me
now we're
find out
gonna
from her,
ask for
because they may be getting their
1,500,
own.
but
They
it
have in
might
the
go
past.
higher.
Yeah,
They have in the past, so let me just check in with her and see if they're actually getting their own supply, then we won't need to deal with it. But if they're
Correct.
not and they want us to
we'll add
do that,
1,000.
we'll add them. Okay.
All right, so
See, what did I tell you? I'm the school liaison now.
Thank you. Thank you. There is no Maven update that I'm aware of, unless they're sending it to health at hubbardstonma.us, which we have not been able to access.
have
I need to
password yet.
find a password for that
Oh.
portion of email. I thought it was automatically rolled into inspect, but apparently it's not.
I went to every single Gmail today on
Yeah.
inspect,
So
looking for just
So we'll-
specifically
did Mallory
us.
have that at one point in time? That password?
Yes,
Yes.
we'll get
Oh.
it from her.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
we'll deal with that.
Somewhere
Okay.
along the line, it's kicking out there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else we can think of under COVID-19, flu, and Maven?
The only other thing is that tomorrow there is a webinar at 3 p.m. and it's by Nacho.
Oh.
So it's free.
I think I did get the.
It's on influenza season with information on surveillance and vaccination coverage data and antiviral treatment options. So it's
Okay.
just general information, but it's there.
I will be here in the office working with Mark on some turnovers tomorrow, so
Okay.
I won't be able to participate.
Right.
It just came out on the national evening news or local evening news that the vaccinations across the country have, there's new statistics out, and it's saved over 1 million lives and fewer hospitalizations due to the fact that we had vaccines, and they figured out through an estimation of how many people did get COVID but didn't need hospitalization because they had their vaccine, at least one shot or set of shots. The amount of money that was saved that because they weren't ill and in the hospital is in the trillions. I don't remember what the exact number is. So
Yeah, 'cause you have to
someone
be on
has
those
sat down
ventilators.
to take into account the value of the vaccinations and how it's benefited our country.
Yeah.
So there should be more in detailed reporting of that again tomorrow. If people want to check their local national TV station, they can probably hear about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should encourage people to get their flu vaccine too.
Yes.
I asked them, I said, how come you guys aren't doing the flu too with this, at this COVID vaccine they're doing in Gardner? And they said, oh yeah, well, we're not doing it just the they should be doing flu too. They really should.
Yeah.
Because it's huge right now.
Get those antibodies up and boost the antibodies.
Okay, next is Title V's, and there are a couple. There may be more, but these are the ones that I have right
That we
now.
found.
Do you want this? Do you need the copy? So you can.
I just wanted to let people know.
Yeah, yeah, that is good to know.
Sure I don't have any more. Okay, so for tonight, I have 2 Title V's. One at 21 Mohawk Drive, and it passes. And it was done 11/29/22. And it's got soil evaluation, soil test data, and everything. All right,
That's
I will
good.
pass that on to you.
Especially for Mohawk, because those are postage stamps.
And then we have one for 9-12 Pine Tree Lane, which was done, I apologize, this is the first I've seen it, October 22nd. It passed.
What number on Pine Tree?
9-12.
I don't know what that is.
Well, you know.
It's just a line of condos, but kind of a weird number.
That one looks okay to me too. I have one more here somewhere. I know, it came in. Ah, here we go. Actually, I have two.
Jackpot.
Sorry, there's two in here. Okay, oh, right, never mind, we reviewed these already, in the wrong folder. I know, put that over here. So leave this file away. I was right, it was just two. We reviewed the other two at the last meeting.
Silly question. When they do a Title V, do they actually dig up the tank? Do they dig it
And look into it.
and look down inside?
Yeah. They
make
should.
holes- They make holes all over the place.
They typically check where the D box is and make sure that that's not leaking. Because I've seen Title V's fail because the D box was leaking. The leach field, they will review where the leach field is, and poke some holes around and make sure that there's no open drainage or anything like that.
I'd love to go and just watch them do one of these Title V's at some point.
Okay.
If you find out someone's doing one, I'd love to go watch.
All right. Okay, water tests. When we finish reviewing those, everyone got a look at this one?
I didn't. I don't know if Laura did or not.
Oh, I'm sorry, no, I did not.
Okay,
I'm
I'll
just
hold it.
kinda,
On water, we've gotten a report from
Thank you.
on-site wastewater treatment for the Hubbardston elderly housing.
I tell you, my daughter and son-in-law finally found theirs. It was 30 inches down.
Wow.
2.5 feet
The
down.
tank?
That's why they couldn't find it.
Oh my goodness.
2.5 feet.
I was gonna have a suggestion for you as to how you might be able to find it, but
They
you
found
did
it.
find it.
They found it. It wasn't easy.
And what we have on this from the Hubbardston Elderly Housing is reports for July, August. There's 3 reports and they're covering July, August, yes, and
Did you see that one, Judy?
September and October, the dates that they were tested. So 4 months worth of reports. The numbers look fine. They were all received last week. So that's good. They're all from Hubbardston Housing. those are the only new water reports. Sure I haven't missed any. Hang on a second. Still trying to stay organized, which I'm having a difficult time doing. Along those lines, we have a letter dated November 15th
And what is that for?
for
Permits?
the Phase 1 and Phase 2 of Lot 57 off Pitcherville Road. Investigation of this property to investigate the quality of the soil.
57, that's way down the road. That's way down the road. Down towards the Templeton line, actually.
And
I can't.
there's a
picture
map included, and then just that there it was submitted to Mass Department and Mass DEP, and they'll be working, have Mass DEP do the investigate and approve the
So is that
issues.
that letter went to Mass DEP?
Yes,
Okay.
as well,
Oh, so
and
they'll-
as well as us.
So they did find issues?
There's concern over lead.
In the soil?
Lead?
Lead was detected in soil within the shooting range berm on lot 57.
Shooting range.
Shooting range.
Oh, it's an
Yeah,
old
that
shooting,
used to be.
oh, of course, this lead
So
is-
it's going for review.
Yep.
Okay?
Okay. Gotcha. Is that still an active shooting range or hasn't
don't
been?
think so.
No, I don't think it is.
Not to my knowledge, but I'm
That's
somewhat
beyond-
new to the town, so.
Is that beyond the spiritual church? The Spirit Church? Church of the Spirits? Is it beyond that? Or before?
I can't picture.
That's what I'm trying to do, is picture.
Yeah.
But being lot 57 has to be pretty far down. Oh well.
Need,
Drive down there
need
and
the-
take a look.
I need the town map.
Yeah, that's what we need, is a town map.
Yeah. There's one out there, but it's wrong. Correct.
I'm just signing off that we reviewed these.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then the map actually has Dogwood South and North connected. They're not.
This one?
The map has
By
Dogwood.
dirt
Oh,
North
connected.
and South
Yeah,
connected.
yeah.
Well, you couldn't even drive a
anymore.
four-wheeler down there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now it's bad, it's wet, and it's, yeah.
What road is that?
So Dogwood North and Dogwood South,
Oh,
they
Yeah.
were going to connect them and make it just one kind of continuous
yeah, but they
thing.
never did this.
No, because
Right.
Dave Richards was gonna have to put in a bridge and blah, 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 and it was too expensive, so he went to Florida, and never to be seen again.
Yep.
Yeah, so, but it's like a dirt path, but it's not even, it's barely walkable.
Yeah.
Crossroad.
I think it floods out.
Crossroad was like that, connecting Pitcherville and Ragged Hill.
Yeah.
That was pretty bad for a long while.
Just having that one way in and out
Yeah.
for for Dogwood, Geordie, and Laurel. There's like almost 50 homes in there with only one way in and out.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's a little scary.
Where am I?
You are.
So on permits to be voted on, signed off on, I am going to table that to bring all the applications for 2023 to our last meeting on December 27th. We're still trying to find the blank form to type in each of the certificates that we sign off on that we then mail out to everyone that's turned in their paperwork. And
We didn't see that on the computer that day we were looking?
I've spent,
and
I've spent a lot of time.
and I asked Mark to look too on
Yeah.
the original computer, and he couldn't find it either. So we're
And I went hunting through mass.gov today trying to find, I found a couple of templates, but not what we're looking for.
He said he recovered everything. I'm wondering if...
he recovered everything that he could. There's 4, when we were looking at the computer and some of the files, there were 4 to 5 that were not readable.
Okay, we did come across those. It looks like a bunch of gibberish. So it's like they needed to be opened with another application or something maybe?
So we don't know at this point. We'll be putting in a request for IT to assist.
Yeah.
Haven't done that yet.
So what's the blank form that you need?
It is the, for any food establishment, for 2023 that we sign off on, that they then post at their,
Oh, okay. Oh, so it's their copy of the
yeah,
signed permit.
correct.
Okay.
And we make those approvals and then we sign the permit. And so we'll have to do that at our last meeting for the 2023. We'll also have ready then 2023 installers permits. We've received a few. And we will need, I don't think they ever got sent out, our trash haulers renewal permits. I don't believe they got mailed out. So we have to work on getting the trash hauler permits for 2023 need to be sent out. If you can make sure you write that down. All right. Under old business, bylaws update.
I'm still trying to find them.
We have the original bylaws in a good hard copy in a notebook, but there were updates that were done that we had
That we
approved,
had worked on and approved.
and we still have not found those on the computer.
I think they're under the email address of health that will at Hubbardston, MA. So we need the password to that.
And then
I'm
once
hoping-
we, then
I'm
we'll
hoping down the drive.
That they're
Right.
in there.
Yep.
Okay.
And then we'll be able to move forward on that.
Okay.
All right, on the cannabis odor update, the letter that we approved has not yet been sent out because until this week, we were not able to find letterheads, official Board of Health, Town of Hubbardston letterheads in order to type it on the computer. You forwarded one to me, I didn't get it.
Okay, I'll
So I'll
borrow
have
it
to
again.
try it again.
Okay.
So that I can type it on my home computer on that letterhead, send it and save it and send it back to the email here at Inspect, and then also mail it out. So the timeline will change because the date on the letter will change. And just other news on updates of cannabis. I'm also a farmer and a member of the Massachusetts Farm Bureau. And in their news and views from October/November, these were last year's updates, but there's some sites where we can find additional updates on the laws.
Oh, cool.
So I will get these, I hope to have Mark scan this. These are from 2021, they're not, but there were updates over 2020. And I don't recall seeing any in my newsletters for 2022. But this will also give us more updates on the various things that we're concerned about, production and the updated processor policy and retail sale policies and so on.
All right. So no one's yet doing retail sale in Hubbardston, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
But the one closest to town center,
Yeah.
the first one,
Mhm.
had originally said were going to do that. So the more we know,
Yeah.
the better it'll be. I will try and have
Yeah.
Mark scan this tomorrow and
Okay.
send it to all of us.
Okay.
Granted, they're from 2021, but it's to add to our knowledge base. Okay? All right. Okay. Next, we have public health nurse position. We have an applicant. We were about to set up an interview. However, when our new town administrator started looking at accounts and things, it came to his attention, and then he brought it to Judy and my attention, at least to me, that our revolving account is currently in the red, which it should not be. One mistake that was found was that the sanitary and Tim's wages were all paid out of the wrong account. And so we're still trying to resolve some of that. Also, the Holden Hospital funds that should be in that revolving account are not appearing in the balance. So Judy and I are looking into where that is,
And why it disappeared.
and why it's not listed now.
And it should be thousands.
It's, yes.
And was he correct, Nate, when he said to us that he didn't think the Holden Hospital funds could pay for a public health nurse?
No, because Dennis and I have been going back through some files that we have at the house, and he gave me the form, and he gave me, I have to find it, I know I have it in a folder in my office, so that's my goal for this week, is to find the folder
That shows the information
that
that
says it was split.
it was split. It was not just for emergency care only, that part of it goes to
To the Board of Health.
Yeah.
And then the Board of Health can use it as it sees fit.
Well,
It says-
initially it was restricted, but we moved it to the revolving account by vote, and it was actually moved so that we wouldn't have to go through so much delayed paperwork in order to use it, for example, for the COVID clinic that we held before the state shut us down as a COVID site. So, anyways, we are backtracking. I politely sent an email to the person that was applying for the position, stating that we will definitely get back to her, and that we just aren't ready to do it yet. We are covered by MPHN for Maven right now, so everything's okay.
Okay. But they're still not giving us any updates or anything, or reports?
Unless they're sending it to health at Hubbardston, which we are not seeing.
Okay. So it's possible.
It is possible.
And my concern is that somewhere along the split also disappeared, so we may have money that were actually owed to us from some years, because we don't know what happened to that Holden account. So
Yeah.
we
and
don't
as-
even have any documentation that says that we're supposed to be doing. And this split was like back in the 90s.
Mhm. The original,
Back in the 90s.
the original hospital Holden,
And
was-
it
25
spells
years
out,
ago.
and it
Was,
spells
uh,
out how much the Board of Health is supposed to get.
yeah, was originally set up in August of 1994. And so we'll backtrack. It's a good thing I keep all kinds of papers because I will go back through everything that I have after the holidays. And I will go back through all the way back to when I first joined the board, and I will find what I have. I'm not as organized with folders as you are. I did it by year in a notebook. That's as good as I
Hey,
got.
that's not bad.
No, it's not bad.
To sort this out.
So, do we know, who is our contact person at MPH and for our Maven stuff?
Sandy Knight.
It is Sandy. Okay. And could we not ask her, like, where the
Yes.
reports are going to?
Right, we had been having Mallory in the past send emails to her and ask.
Okay. So Mallory may very well have said to her, send it to the
And
the
it
health
may
one.
have gone into the Health at Hubbardston email and not being seen since she left and stopped checking the emails for us.
Okay.
Which happened somewhere in August was when I think she stopped checking them.
Yeah, July.
End of July, yeah.
Do you want me to try and get in touch with Sandy and just ask her if she knows where the reports are going to?
Yes, please. That would be wonderful.
Because they're all paid up through when now?
If we go by budget year, it's through next June. If we go by calendar year, it's January. I'm not sure which one we're going through at this point.
But they're paid up through January anyway, so we should be getting reports for December and January. Okay. All right.
All right, so Board of Health building clerk position. The opening was posted to Indeed. Nate, our new town administrator, has put forth 3 resumes that Judy and I have looked at. And they look like good possibilities. And next week, hopefully, he'll set up interviews and one or both of us will be present along with him and so on for the interview for the part-time position.
Great.
And we'll go from there. One of the main things that as a board we didn't know we needed to do, but will have to do in order not to lose another new clerk, is we are going to have to really get involved with bringing the files into the computer files into organized folders, eliminating old files and putting them through
The shredder.
a shredder. We have a whole file cabinet over there of medical records that are from the 90s and at this point,
2009.
and so that we can now, we are allowed to shred them. And that will open up more space, and there's a lot of filing to be done yet. And so we need to assist both in physical filing and also in computer development of appropriate folders. Because with the turnover of 4 clerks in the last 6 months, it's a bit of a shambles.
Yep.
We're working through it, both of us together, because 2 sets of eyes are picking up things faster than one set. And we're working together a couple days a week on our own volunteer time to help keep this going. So yes, in January, if y'all will set up some kind of days where
Yeah.
we'll spend a couple hours and people
Yeah.
can just file stuff away back into folders.
And we're gonna put together an office manual.
And we want to this time, which was never completed before, an office manual with guides as to where to find paperwork and files folders on the computer.
Blank copies of all the forms, et cetera,
And
et
yes, yeah, copies of all the blank forms for everything that needs to be filled out. It's not in one spot, so we need to get that accomplished and help that person get through that. As much as they can do, we'll let them do, but we've got to back them up
Need
so
some
that we can.
heavy-duty organization.
Yes, it's with 4 different people and turnover of passwords and everything. That's difficult. It just is. It's going to happen,
Yeah.
and it did happen. So, all right. So that's where we are on that. Under septic and engineering reviews. 2 certificates of compliance were signed off on. One is at 100 Hale Road. The other one is at 103 Ragged Hill Road. And then Phil Ledger reviewed 2 engineering plans. Right now I can only find one. Sorry about that. It's at Building 8, Moose Horn Hill Condos. And he just did an engineering review of their
Where are
plans.
those? Condos?
They're all out
Old Princeton.
Old Princeton Road.
Way out.
And then there's an individual road and there's all the condos right there.
Okay.
It's before you get to, what's the road that turns to?
It's before you get to Simon Hill and those
Yes,
other
thank
roads.
you.
That intersection right there.
Thank you. That's exactly where it is. I apologize. I'm trying my best to stay organized with all the
So there's-
engineering reviews. There were 2 done,
Oh, okay.
but I only have copies of one with me right here. The other's sitting over on the desk somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Is there any new perks requests? I don't believe we've had any new requests for perk tests in the last week. All right. The food inspections for 2022 have all been completed. I am currently holding all copies except the originals, except the ones given to the sites like the school or the restaurant or the kitchens. They have their own copy when it's done. Westfield Farm, all the inspections have been done, but all the other copies I'm holding in a folder at home as food inspector until we get a little bit more organized here so that they don't get lost. They're just in one folder at home.
Yeah, makes sense.
But they've all been done. Richard Stevens came from, which is what I thought I had here. I will look again. He is a Rutland food inspector, and he came in December 5th on a Monday and did my kitchen inspection and submitted a bill. I thought I had it here so that I could ask for the approval of his $50. However,
They'll have to wait.
It's here. I saw it. So,
Who did it?
Richard Stevens. Obviously, I can't inspect myself. Not happening. All right. Under new business, we talked already a little bit about organizing the files. The second thing on files that has come up is some of the property files that are filed by street address were digitized, and the company that was doing that approached Nate to say that he was going to come into town yesterday or today, and wanted to, number one, get more and so on, but none of us has seen the digitized documents, and as of noon today, because Mark Creech was going to be present at the meeting as well as the new town administrator, Mark was not recontacted by Nate, so maybe the guy didn't show up, we don't know at this point. And because we have several questions before releasing any more of the records to him to do something with. So
At
that's
least from the Board of Health angle anyway.
correct.
Yeah, we should be able to see what they've already scanned.
There should be
And
some.
We should have a list.
everyone in town should have a list. One of the concerns is, as new information is added, like a new Title V and stuff, we have no idea if you go into the files for the last 6 months, what's new, what's been scanned already and what hasn't. And so that's the dilemma at this point. And Nate worked with another town on this very project, so he's very in tune to all the steps that need to be done, and he has more questions than we do in regards to that. So I'm very pleased to hear that. So we'll wait and see what happens.
It's almost like you need a set of temporary folders to put the new stuff in. You know what I'm saying? So the old file with all the scanned stuff separate from the new stuff for now. But
Yeah.
it's probably already been filed.
Some of it has.
Some of it has.
Some has.
And they didn't stamp it, they didn't indicate in any way that it had been scanned.
We have a box that says these streets addresses were scanned, that they sent back the information in on. Some have been filed into the original drawers and some have not. But at this point, the answer is no. Not that we are aware of.
I'm a little skeptical that they've actually filed any of ours, because the last piece I heard was that they had started with the clerk's files, and before they were going to do anybody else's. And there's a whole room full of,
Empty boxes.
you know, the room behind us.
Oh, there. Those, yeah.
That's full of maps and all kinds of stuff.
Right.
I was under the impression that they were still part of the town clerks, but I could be wrong, could be building. So,
Yeah, and what was delivered last week was a lot of boxes that would be used for putting files into to be shipped to this guy, this company. And they remain in the building / Board of Health space right now. So we'll see what happens. Okay.
I have to say that, you know, Kathy is really on top of all of this, because I think a lot of stuff would have just walked right by because we're not here,
Yeah.
but because she's so on top of it and she's pulling us into it, which is good, because I think it's going to have to be really a team thing.
Yeah, seems like there's a whole lot that has to be done.
right, exactly.
Seems like
But
it's just stuff that hasn't been done even before the clerk's issues came up.
Well, because
Yeah.
the offices were closed for a good period of time
COVID.
during COVID,
mhm.
that was the beginning of a lot of these issues. A lot of towns are facing those same dilemmas. It's not just us. And it's not necessarily what we signed up for, but I think we're dedicated enough that we're gonna follow it through, whether we feel great about it or not. But we're gonna do that, because
But I think it's going to take some vigilance and some really keeping a real close eyeball on what's happening with the Board of Health stuff. And,
Right.
you know, and, you know, she's doing a great job.
thank
Oh,
you.
yeah. Man, the hours that you put in are crazy.
Yeah.
It's a good thing that I don't do any kind of winter farming.
Yeah.
You're not growing,
Other than-
you're growing
No,
mushrooms in a
no
greenhouse?
mushrooms.
No.
Greenhouse mushrooms in
No.
the winter?
I, with the help of 2 neighbors, put away 300 metal tomato rings last Saturday and put the snowplow on the tractor, so I'm ready for the bad weather on my farm. But
There you go.
other than that, you know, it's fairly
Visitors on the
quiet.
way.
It's fairly quiet. So, December 27th, we do need to have a meeting at
Yes.
7 p.m. here at the room under the library. Under complaints, there were no new complaints. We now have a notebook on the Board of Health desk for all phone messages, emails, voicemails that come through, where you can record, date, sign, all where it came from, what action was taken. Mark Creech, the Planning and Zoning Board clerk, is following through. Kristen, the town clerk's following through. If anything comes to my house, I fill out one of those pages and bring it back and put it in the notebook so that if I get a phone call directly to me at my home, it's still documented. So we're trying to keep that all up to date. That way we're not reaching back to people as requests come in.
Okay.
And where's that located, that notebook?
Right
It's
on the desk.
right on the desk, the Board of Health
Yeah.
desk.
Oh, the Board of Health desk, okay.
Yes.
Should the cannabis odor complaints be in that section too, or are we still keeping that as a separate old business?
That's still under old business.
Okay.
It's got its own action plan, so I believe we've stepped it up above just a
Just a
standard
complaint.
complaint.
Okay.
Turnovers. I have the latest bill from Phil Ledger, our sanitarian, for a total of $800 that he's dated 12/3/2022, and they were for 4 perk tests that he witnessed. And so I make a motion that we approve paying Phil Ledger $800 coming from the Septic revolving fund.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Unexpected subjects. Yesterday was the town's recognition of volunteers. It was held at the senior center from 4:30 to 6. I was able to go for about an hour, and apparently I missed seeing
Thank you.
Donald, I'm gonna slaughter his last name. Berthium.
Berthium.
Berthium
Yep.
was present to say thank you for volunteering in the town. And everyone gets a certificate, one for Elizabeth who's not here. And someone put together little thank you gifts for everyone.
Oh, cute.
And so I took our boards and saying thank you to all of you as well.
Do I get a pay raise?
Oh, yeah.
You get 2 of these.
What was I saying to Nate? You get what you pay for?
So, yeah. Any other unexpected subjects?
Oh, the only thing I found in my rummaging was that today. I'm working on trying to find the blank forms, but that's the only one I found so far.
Okay, so you found the schedule of bills payable.
Yeah. Turnover.
Right. The blank for turnovers.
It's a start.
You get 3 of these.
Okay.
I do want to say that the turnover that Mark Creech filled out for us previously was all entered correctly. And he and I are going to sit down tomorrow and fill out another one with all the checks from the permits that we'll approve at the December 27th meeting and get those funds deposited.
That's the one I got the folder.
Yes,
It took me an hour to put together.
right. We made sure everything was organized.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? All right.
No, the only other thing is I did, we were started to put together the most up-to-date version for our legal handbook for the Board of Health.
Right.
And I thought maybe we might add that as well. So that's the duties of the local boards. It's 11 pages long.
And we should, I'm going to ask you that we make additional copies so that everyone on the board has a paper copy of
Yep.
this as well. Because those have been
I
questions.
downloaded it, so I'll forward it
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's a
great.
good idea. But we're going to add this one to the permanent
to the
record.
permanent, to that
There is a-
notebook we have.
There is a notebook behind the Board of Health desk that contains the legal notebook on the rights and rules that the Massachusetts Boards of Health can operate under. Okay, thank you. We don't want to lose this. I have to write everything down that I need to do.
Oh, yeah. Worthless without my list.
Me too, right. List to list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta remember to look at the list.
Yep, me too. Stickies.
Okay, and you're going to email this to everyone, right?
Email it.
Okay, so,
Because I did download it.
thank you. Okay. All right, you can hang on to that one.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so I think I will call for adjournment at 8:13.
Okay.